From Wall Street to Main Street, this is LALATE.
It's a big evening here on Evenings LA with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. In this recording, we'll go over that monthly stimulus check and why the Democrats are likely to give you more months of checks. And then we got to the recon. A done deal. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to you, mostly application-based. And if you pounce as a Purple Hawk under third stimulus, you're going to clean up under fourth stimulus. I have the latest details in the second half of this video. And then in the final 15 minutes of this video, breaking news you're hearing for the first time on Evenings LA. One of the biggest payouts that viewers of this channel have been getting under third stimulus, you're going to celebrate because it's going up 25% lifetime. I have all the incredible great news in the final 15 minutes of this video. I'm excited for you. It's coming up then. But first, then we turn to fifth stimulus as well. Heating up with raising up of your benefits of SSI, SSDI, and VA benefits. It's going to writing in the legislative process in the next few days. And finally, we cut to the big money across the board that viewers continue to get, not 5, not 10, but $50,000 that Mark got from the viewership of this channel is for rent, utilities, and food, and internet and more. And then you're going to meet one viewer who got over $100,000 for rent and food and utilities and more. It's a big evening, and there's a lot of breaking news with a massive surprise coming up in the final 15 minutes of this video. I'm excited for you. Let's get to the details starting right now on this Monday Evenings LALATE. Beautiful evening across the board. It's Monday night and hope you are great and well. The weather was good in LA, muggy, but not as bad as anticipated. There was an onshore breeze which kept the cool across the board today. Jump to the live chat and tell me where you're tuning in from and how's the weather. In this fourth stimulus check update of 2021 tonight, breaking news about that monthly stimulus check, why the Democrats are likely to give you more checks across the board. Then we cut to the recon. Done deal. $3.5 trillion of checks are in that fourth stimulus recon. Checks for you, mostly application-based. If you pounce as a Purple Hawk under third or second stimulus with this channel, you're going to clean up under fourth stimulus. I'm going to explain to you how this is getting incredible great news. Then we cut to the third part of this video. The final 15 minutes, stay to the very end. We'll go over the voting process, why it's going to be easier, breezier than initially anticipated, and a major announcement that is absolutely going to cause you to celebrate because it came out of nowhere, raising one of your major ticket items up 25% lifetime. What's going on? And then we're turn to fifth stimulus, and that is heating up in just a few days as it starts to draft in the process across the board. And then we cut to the big money across the aisle as viewers started getting $5, $10, $15,000. Then they were getting $20,000, then $27,000. And you'll meet tonight Mark, who got $50,000, and then you'll meet Lorraine, who got over $100,000 by being a Purple Hawk for rent, utilities, and food. And this is LALATE, America's only 24-hour day, 7 days a week financial news channel in America. Live in the morning, taped in the afternoons. Coming up next is Overnight's Crypto. This video will automatically take you there. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to lift a finger. Sort of like Chuck Schumer. And then coming up at 8 o'clock is Sirloin. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. Thank you for all the incredible subscriber growth. Thank you all for the viewership. This morning's LALATE and last night's Overnight's Crypto were the most watched shows in their first few hours in recorded history of this channel. So we are on fire. Hit that subscribe button, like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member so you get all these big sums of money. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino, VIP. Let's get into the breaking news starting right now. Stimulus check. Monthly, House versus Senate, both paying monthly, but different number of checks and different amount of checks. When you look at them, they are slightly different. So let's look at them and analyze them starting right now. House is pandemic plus 1 year. Monthly stimulus check, July to December is the Senate. Let's go over the payout. House is $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter. Senate is amount unknown, but word on the street is the Senate would pay you this deliciousness. $2,000 over 6 months, $12,000, or $1,400 over 6 months, $8,400. Today started day one in New York City, where a vaccination card was required to go into gyms and restaurants. This is because the pandemic is far from over. That is why the House bill is a one that pays a lot more checks. It would pay pandemic plus 1 year, which would be more than 1 year of checks, which would be more than 12 checks. And that would be more than $13,000 from the House. Compare that to this in the Senate. I think you have an opinion. Vote House of Senate, and jump in the live chat right now and tell me where you're tuning in from. Who gets this first stimulus check? Democrats represent you do, if you got a third. Single individuals, 75,000 or less, Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check. Married couple, 150,000 or less, Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check. Double it. Family of four, Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check. Quadruple it. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, you get a fourth stimulus check as well. The fourth stimulus check is not income, it's not taxable. And the fourth stimulus check would be the same amount for adult dependents and everyone else. The fourth stimulus check is not a waivable check. So yeah, if you do dare go to the discotheque on a Monday night, which is, that is gangster. That is, you're going out and dancing on Monday night. What do you think it is? Well, if you do see the check there on the dance floor and it's trying to do dance moves, they're just not bad. They're not good dance moves. It's just not a waivable check. Can't move those arms. Can you just go sit down, check? It's a rude check. It also can't dance. And then in the second half of this video, we turn to the recon. Done deal. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to you and the American people, mostly application-based. We're going to go over why, if you've gotten money under third stimulus, rent, utility, SNAP, or any of these items, you're going to clean up under fourth stimulus, because most of these items are application-based. And if you got the skill set to get one item under third stimulus, you're going to know how to do it under fourth stimulus. Then we cut to the final 15 minutes of this video, stay to the very end, with breaking news as one of the most important things which I've covered on this channel for months on end. You'll see it in just a second again. It's getting a lift of 25% lifetime. And it was announced minutes ago. Oh my goodness, what could it be? It's coming up in the final 15 minutes of this video. I'm ecstatic for you. And then this one is just, yeah, it's good stuff. It's great stuff. But first, let's turn to fifth stimulus, and it will also raise your benefits up, SSI and SSDI. That's coming up this fall. And let's get some money. Let's get some money. It's Money Monday. Get a pen and paper ready. We get some money for rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, SNAP, and internet. When we talk about money for rent, we initially thought that it was a couple of months. Now we're seeing that viewers are getting rent for a couple of years. They're actually paid into the future. And we see that it's not $5,000. It's not $4,000. So how much money are Purple Hawks members, Purple Power, Calcino VIP members of this channel getting by learning and being a subscriber and understanding how to get this big money? Are you ready for the big money for rent? Here we go. Bam. Oh my goodness. Elizabeth getting $27,000 for rent. Incredible. Mark, $25,000 for rent. In fact, Mark tells me his neighbor hadn't gotten anything. He told his neighbor, and he said, hey, watch this kid, LALATE. This kid is the real deal. He knows his stuff. His neighbor got $20,000 of rent just in a few days. Nancy getting $24,000 for rent. Richard, $22,000. And Nisi, $20,000 for rent. They're all above $20,000. Incredible. If you've had a success story, send it to me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram in private message, and I will feature it on air. Barb's tells me she got a big, nice check for utilities. So congratulations, Barb's. She told that to me just in the last hour today. Thank you for that very nice message. Gonzalez told me over the weekend he got $8,000 for rent in LA. Congratulations, Gonzalez. Pamela got $12,000 for rent. Carla got money for utilities and also SNAP. Tiffany tells me she got $13,000 for rent and SNAP and utilities. Randy tells me he got utilities and $6,000 for rent. Jennifer tells me she got lights and SNAP and $5,000 for rent. And then Cecilia tells me she got $1,200 for heap. That's a heap of heap. So how much on utilities are other viewers getting? They're getting a heap of that as well. Ready for the deliciousness? Here we go. Whoa, that is a lot. Nancy, there's Nancy and Mark again. They're on number 2. Nancy getting $7,000 this time for utilities. Mark this time getting $6,500 for utilities. Angela, $5,000. Well, do you think Nancy's going to go for the triple crown? The next item is SNAP. It is money for food. You get it from the Department of Agriculture. It's deliciousness. Are you ready to see the numbers that the viewers got? And let's see if Nancy gets it again. Bam! There's Nancy. She got the triple crown. Congratulations, Nancy. Louie, great job. $18,000. John, $10,000 to $12,000. Oh my goodness. So now we know Nancy got into the triple crown. She got rent, utilities, and SNAP. Let's see who else got into the triple crown with her. Are you ready? Can I hear a drum roll? Bam. Oh my goodness, Nancy. $32,000 for 3 items. Wow. $23,000 for Nisi for 3 items. And Mark, $32,000 for 2 items. Mark, 2 items. This is a graphic for 3 items, Mark. How did you get into this graphic? This is a graphic for 3 items. Why is Mark with the 2 items on there? I tell you why. Mark had gotten 2 items. Mark had gotten 2 items, 32,000. And I said to Mark on camera for 7 days, I said, Mark, go get Snap. It's so easy. That's why they call it a Snap. Just get Snap. And he did. He went out and got Snap. I said, get $8,000 because I love 8. Why? Because I like the number 40,000. There's so many zeros in there. Don't you like a check with a lot of zeros? I do. And so I said, try to get 40,000. So that would be $8,000 for Snap. He got Snap. So how much do you think he got for Snap? You think he got the 8,000? Maybe less. Maybe he didn't get the 8,000. Well, let me tell you, he got the 8,000. In fact, he got a lot more than 8,000. He got more than 10,000. He got $19,000 annualized for Snap, bringing his grand total of Mark as a Purple Hawk, as a Purple Power, as a Calcino VIP to $50,500. And this is LA. This is what we've been doing since day one. On day one, I launched this channel to get people big sums of money. And we did it on day one. People had applied for the EIDL loan, and they were stuck during the application process. Application was on hold for months, and they weren't getting paid. What I called the 330, the 331, the 48 Vortex, if you're an OG viewer, and you remember that, jump in the live chat. I saw Terry Rose today. He's an OG viewer, and Mr. Black is also an OG. Jump in the live chat. You'll remember that. Well, I stepped in and I did their applications on air. I did their applications off air, showing them what they had done wrong, why I was locked up, and I got them approved. 10 applications a day getting approved at some point, $150,000 a pop, $25 million. Incredible. And then in fall of 2020, second stimulus was not coming. So I said you had to apply for the big money for rent. And you applied. $250,000 you got as viewers of this channel. And Tyrone, his family, out of Boston. At the time, it was hard to get money in Boston for rent. Got $15,000, paid all his rent from December to the spring. Now, under third stimulus, which became a law in January, you're killing it as Purple Hawks, Purple Power, and Calcino VIPs. You are getting sums of money which we just keep on growing. $27,000 for rent, $5,000. And then you saw Mark at $50,500. Well, guess what? Tonight I introduce you to someone who has gotten more money than even that. A lot more money. I introduce you to Lorraine, who got $105,000, $640 for rent, including years into the future, food, and additional sums of money. And this is what we do on LALATE, and tonight is your night to be the next Lorraine. So get that pen, paper ready. We're going to get some rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, homeowners assistance, and also homeowners utilities, starting with some introductory remarks. Number 1, I'm going to show you 6 places to apply. If you get a no at the first one, keep on pushing because they have different eligibility. If one says no, reach out to the next. They also have their own pots of money. Number 2, listen to the keywords I say in the video. Viewers say the keywords help them get approved. Number 3, every single state in the United States is paying money. There's not a single state that's not. Also, do not add your own strange disqualification scenarios in your brain. They don't pay rent to people who wear purple shirts in front of a surfboard. Where did you get that from? So don't say, I'm too old, I'm too young, I'm too this, I'm too short, I'm too tall, I'm too single, I'm too married, I'm too many kids, I don't have any kids, I have too many dogs, I have too many cats, I have too much ice cream. Well, yeah, maybe if you have too much ice cream, but there you go. So apply. Are you ready? Here you go. These are the 6 places you can apply at. Your city hall, your city housing authority. Your county hall, your county housing authority. Your state hall, your state housing authority. And the keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID. Mortgage or utility assistance because of COVID. And there you go. That's it. Between noontime and tonight, someone sent me a private message on Facebook, said, I'm in Pennsylvania. Where do I get money? Are you watching the video? Watch the video. City hall, city housing authority. County hall, county housing authority. State hall, state housing authority. That's where you get it. And the keywords you can say are rent assistance because of COVID or mortgage or utility assistance because of COVID. You don't say words they don't know, like stimulus or Mitch's wonderful, charming disposition. Doesn't exist. And there you go. Congratulations to Tim and Linda who got this wonderful pot of money. The next pot of the money is the money coming for Snap. If you got money for rent or utilities, post your success story in the live chat. Let's get to Snap. Lynn Glenn got it for herself, her son, and her mom. And Gail got it as well. Mark got $19,000. Louis $18,000. John $10,000 to $12,000. Wow. What is SNAP? SNAP is money for food. How do you get it? Department of Agriculture. How much does it pay? It pays a lot. A family of 4 out of Hawaii gets upwards of $16,000 a year. Why so much money? Because of 2 executive orders that raise your benefits up 15% across the board. So go get it. And we're killing it. If you got SNAP as well, post in the live chat. And we are only 15 minutes of this video. We've gotten $27,000 for SNAP. $27,000 for rent, $19,000 for SNAP, $9,000 for utilities, and we're just getting started. The next part of the money is the refund check coming back for your state due to overpayment and unemployment benefits. That has been ordered to be paid to you, direct deposit. When is it landing? Contact your state to track it. And call up your state and say, hi, state, where's that check due to overpayment and a computer error? And can you track it with a computer that's turned on? Oh, okay, sir, I will. Is Sir Loin working at the unemployment department? It sounded like it. And then finally, the refund check coming back from your unemployment from the IRS. This is the tax return you filed, that 2020 return, where you pay taxes on the unemployment benefits. Margaret got it, Todd got it, Michael got it. Where is it landing? Direct deposit. Or in the mail. And guess what? It's a waivable check. Sorry, Mitch, I know that hurts your ears. You hate those waivable checks. There's a new wave of checks every week. Average payouts of $1,200 to $1,400. More about that in a second. But here's a personal message to you. If you're in the live chat and have not posted your success stories for rent, utilities, internet, or SNAP, please do. Because the spirit of this channel, the reason why I launched this channel was to help you get money. And now you're helping other people get money. The first way you are is that you're helping people refocus and realize, wait a second, I have a rent bill, I have a utility bill, why am I not getting that paid? I see all these other people getting paid, and they're getting massive sums of money. Look at this graphic. There's, what, half a dozen people on this graphic that got over $20,000 of rent. I should get my rent paid. Then some people don't even know these things exist. Utilities getting paid? Wow, I should go do this. Some people don't even know certain programs exist. A lot of people never heard of SNAP until they found this channel. SNAP was found by Louis Maui on this channel. He got $500 a month, lifetime for SNAP because of watching my videos. And there you go. You inspire people to go get the sums of money. Then wonderful people like Art Sullivan and Nisi, who are always in the live chat, inspired us to get 3 items. They got 3 items. And now Nancy got 3 items. Mark had 2, and now they inspired Mark to get 3 items. And finally, it inspires us to go bigger and bolder. We now realize the numbers have no ceiling. We can go higher and bigger and bolder than ever before. So let's go back to those unemployment benefits. Where are they landing? Direct deposit, otherwise in the mail. Can you track it? Yeah, go to irs.gov and track it. And 70% of the time it'll reveal the tax return you filed and the taxes you paid. And then it'll reveal stuff you never knew that you wish you'd never seen. Like when Ron Portman auditioned for The Bachelor. Who is he going to date? Himself? Oh, boy. And can we top that? Yeah. As we go, it also revealed the refund check again from IRS. And can we top that? Yes. As we go into the second half of your Forced Stimulus Check Update 2021, starting right now. Deal done. By taking out the roads and bridges from the recon and make it passable. This recon is now a passable instrument and will pass. $3.5 trillion checks to you. First stimulus package, this big. Second, third, all this small. Fourth stimulus, this big. The previous stimulus package is nearly 90% for U.S. corporations. This one, nearly 100% for you. Checks of all types of life. And that is why it's important as a Purple Hawk to pounce under second stimulus, because most of the, under third stimulus, because most of the checks under fourth stimulus are application-based. How do we get to this wonderful news? Well, they took the roads and bridges out of the recon and put it into something called the bipartisan. The higher the price tag was on the recon before, the harder it was to pass. Confirms a conservative publication. By allowing the Democrats to take out some of the spending from the recon and put it into the bipartisan, the roads and bridges, the overall price tag of the recon got smaller, obviously. In other words, the bipartisan deal made the recon passable. And now they've both been passed by the U.S. Senate. Next stop, the House. But one thing you're only going to hear on this channel is that the next stop at the House is a blink of an eye. It's going to be done. Why so easy? Because the House Democrats had agreed upon the price tag before we even started on the process. That's the only thing you're going to hear on this channel and nowhere else. House Democrats and Senate Democrats were part of the agreement on the $3.5 trillion price tag. So this is an easy second step. Incredible, great news. Representative Richie Torres says we have to have a larger recon. You got it, $3.5 trillion. Congratulations, Richie. And Elon Omar, Democrat, Minnesota, says we have to have a recon that goes as far as we want it. You got it, Elon, $3.5 trillion. So what did the president do? The president told the Democrats in both the House and Senate, protect my recon, because everything in there is checks for the American people, progressive checks. And that's what Jalapal and Schatz, a Democrat from Hawaii, says. The White House told them that it considers the priorities in the recon progressive priorities and the White House's priorities. So what is a recon? What is a bipartisan? Here's what you need to know. The President of the United States has made very clear that he must have on his desk in the White House both to sign at the same time. Recon, your money, and roads and bridges at the same time. You can't have just one because he won't sign it. So let's go over what is the difference between the two. And we're going to start with that right now. Recon is your money. Bipartisan roads and bridges is not your money. It's about roads and bridges. That's why it's called roads and bridges. Let's go over all this because it's very simple when it's explained slowly. So, two paths that are issued. Your money recon, also called reconciliation, also called the budget bill, price tag $3.5 trillion. You also hear words or expressions that involve the word spending. Democratic spending plan, progressive welfare spending plan, social services spending plan. This is all your money, $3.5 trillion. Bipartisan, not your money, also called roads and bridges, also called infrastructure, price tag $1.5 trillion. That's simple. Okay, now let's go to the three bills we got to do. We got to do recon procedural first, then recon substantive, and then bipartisan. What is recon procedural? What is recon substantive? Let's go over all the details of that starting right now. So recon procedural is very, very basic. It only asks two simple words. Number one, do you agree to do a recon at a later date with a price tag, total price tag of $3.5 trillion? I agree. Okay. And thank you. And then of that money, do you agree to give $10 to the Committee on Congress for this subject and $20 for that committee? I do. And that's all it does. It says total price tag and which committee is going to get which dollar value in the Congress to then later decide how to spend it when we get to recon substantive. After recon procedural is passed, then those committees each are given those $10 or $20, and then they determine how to spend it. The committees are just slated with the duty to determine how to spend the $10 they're given, or $20, on who, when, how, and how is it spent. And that becomes what we talk about as the actual reconciliation bill. Who writes it? It's written by subcommittees of the House. They're dedicated to different subject matters under the Constitution. For example, House Ways and Means is responsible for writing about stimulus checks and unemployment benefits. After they finish writing it, let's say it's 10 subcommittees and 10 pages, they send it up to Chuck. He puts a big S on it for Schumer? No, for Senate. But later in the final 15 minutes of this video, you'll see that maybe it'll have an H on it for House. Exciting details. Can we top that? Yes. As Jalapal recently wrote Schumer a letter saying, Chuck all the vote on the recon. That letter was signed by 12 House Democrats, part of the 100+ who recently wrote the president a letter saying we're going to be putting monthly forced stimulus checks in the forced stimulus package. Wow, that's incredible, great news. Can we top that? Yes. As 10 members of the House Ways and Means Subcommittee recently wrote the president a letter saying we're going to be putting monthly forced stimulus checks in the forced stimulus package. Wow, purple power. You got to keep these people their promise. And can we top that? Yes. The president did it. 7 weeks ago, he went overseas to have his ceremonial signature, the real signature, just a few days ago. It's for something that's confusing that no longer needs to go into the recon, making it easier to pass the recon. What is it? The global minimum corporate tax rate. Now it's easier to write the recon because it's not in there. Easier to call the vote. Easier to vote on it, and easier to pass the recon because this thing is not in there. And can we top that? Yes. As we go into the final 15 minutes of this video, I have a bombshell of breaking news you're hearing for the first time tonight on Evenings LA. As one of the biggest items we've covered on this channel is going through the roof, going up an astronomical amount lifetime. And it was announced just minutes ago. It's very, very exciting. And it's very exciting as we go into forced stimulus for a lot of reasons. Then we cut to the voting process and why it's going to be easier breezier than initially thought and sooner. We cut to fifth stimulus as well, and we'll go over your raise of your benefits, how it works. And finally, we go to the volunteers. If you need help with rent, utilities, food, or internet, don't worry. Reach out to the volunteers. Now, what I want you to do is I want you under third stimulus to try to get at least one item yourself. I want you to get that one item because then you know you have the skills. You know that you succeeded. You know, I know now that I can get SNAP. I know now that I can get my water bill paid. I did that myself. I picked up the phone and I got it. So when fourth stimulus comes around, I'm going to know how to do this again because I did it one time on a third stimulus. So I want you to get at least one item under third stimulus right now yourself. And then if you try to get the other items and you can't, reach out to the volunteers. Where are they? They're in the description of this video. Go down. You'll see an emoji of a house. Click the link. It'll send you to the community page. It's news.la.com/community. On the community page, the volunteers are separated from Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Reach out to them, and they'll help you get the big sums of money. And I will be back with you in 60 seconds with that breaking news across the board as the final 15 minutes heats up on Evenings at LALATE. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on this beautiful Evenings LALATE on a Monday night direct from Santa Monica with breaking news about your fourth stimulus. We're going to be going over all the details you need to know and the big shocker as one of your things is going through the roof. Meantime, we'll go over the voting process and why it's going to be easier breezier than initially anticipated. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button. Thank you for all the incredible subscriber growth and all the viewership as today's morning's LALATE and last night's Overnight's Crypto were our most watched shows ever in those initial runs. Also, like the video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP, the link's under the video. Let's get to the details. Also, stay on this video. It'll automatically take you into Overnight's Crypto, currently playing live on the air, and then Evenings, and then Sirloin's coming up later. The president during the campaign trail said that he was going to raise your benefits up if you're on SSI and SSDI. He did not deliver. So now the Democrats are taking care of this for you in what's called fifth stimulus. What's fifth stimulus? Fifth stimulus starts writing in September. And that fifth stimulus will have something called SSI reform. This is really the culmination of everything we've been wanting and wondering where it would land. This legislation will start drafting in September, go to a vote they represent by about November, then the benchmark will be applied in December for next year's benefits. Let's go over how it works. Step one, they'll raise your benefits up. Number two, they'll remove the asset limit, add inflation benchmark, remove the income exclusion, and remove the marriage penalty. Let's go over how this works starting right now. Who is this for? You. If you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, Veterans benefits, SSA, or multiple beneficiaries. First thing they'll do is they'll raise your benefits up. Then they're going to kick COLA to the curb. I love that, kick COLA to the curb. That's your current benchmark, and I know it's going up 6% next year. Nothing to celebrate because this is a year in which things should be going up double digits, not 6%. They're going to replace it with inflation. And where is inflation? It's going to the moon. Inflation is going to be transitory. What does that mean? Highest price point of an entire generation, temporary, in December. Yes, right when they apply your benchmark. Incredible, great news. So how high is inflation going? I've been reporting maybe about 5%, so let's do the analysis. First, your benefits will step up, then they'll apply the benchmark. And let's say it's 5%. Your benefits will step up another 5%, not just next year, lifetime. Wow. So if the inflation rate is 2% the year after that, you'll go up another 2%. Then they're going to move the asset cap, dating back to a 1980s law that says you can't have more than $3,000 on hand. Now it'll be going away, and you'll be able to have some muddled, did you call this muddled? There's nothing muddled about this, in your hand. They're going to remove the income cap dating back to a 1960 law. And they're going to remove the marriage penalty. And love is going to win, and you'll be able to do a pair dance at your wedding. Rob and Sandy will be able to get married and no longer fear the marriage penalty. And if you had your benefits canceled, they'll be restored. Meantime, the House Ways and Means Committee representatives are going to be giving you this stimulus check as well. Finally, if you're on the live chat and you do not have an emoji of a purple hawk next to your name, what are you doing? You need to join right now. It's under the video where it says join member right now. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP. When you go join, I deliver daily from the YouTube community page to you, written by me, a breakdown of all the big money under second stimulus, first stimulus, and third stimulus for you to get, and what's proposed under fourth and fifth. Here's what you need to know, is that the Purple Hawks know how to pounce and get these big sums of money. When second stimulus became law, it was a $600 stimulus check. I said, sure, but don't focus on $600. I can get you $6,000. Well, Tyrone didn't focus on $600. He went out and got $16,000 for rent for his family 4 out of Boston. Paid all his rent for several months. And then when third stimulus became a law early this year in January, I said, don't focus on a $1,400 stimulus check. I'll be able to get you $14,000 because that's a lot more than $1,400. And Purple Hawks pounce and get that money. And you did. You started pouncing and getting $32,000, $50,000 because you understood that the most of the money in these stimulus packages is application-based and that you need to pick up the phone and apply and call and get these sums of money right now. So consider becoming a Purple Hawk so that you get these big sums of money and learn about them across the board. The link is under the video. And with that, we go into the final 15 minutes of this video, starting right now. Deal done. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to you under the fourth stimulus recon. The fourth stimulus recon is enormous. The first, second, and third stimulus recons were this small. Fourth is this big. So there's a lot of room to put a stimulus check in there. More importantly, the vast majority of the items in fourth stimulus recon are application-based. So if you pounce as a Purple Hawk under second or third stimulus and got money, and you've learned that skill of how to get money for utilities or rent, then you'll know how to get and pounce to get this big money under fourth stimulus that's generally application-based. While we don't have the bill yet, we have some of the provisions that are proposed for fourth stimulus recon. And I love the response from viewers immediately. It's sort of like Purple Hawk on Red Bull. It's some viewers have been saying, dental, where do I get that? I want to get it. What number do I call? Not law yet, but I appreciate the anticipation of pouncing. Hawk, hawk, like a hawk before it becomes law. Free school meals for all checks, tax break checks, cheaper prescription medication checks, free internet checks. Greener farming checks, lots of checks for workers and seniors, checks for workers, checks for independent contractors, checks for seniors, checks for vision, checks for hearing care, checks for dental, and checks for lowering the eligibility age. Let's cut over to the voting process. Going to be easier and breezier than initially thought. The fourth stimulus recon is explained to you early in the video. The procedural part is going to the House in just a few days, but it's going to pass in just 10 seconds. Why? Because the House members already agreed upon this price before they start the process. They're just sort of repeating themselves. So it's just a ceremonial vote because they already agreed upon $3.5 trillion. So then they go to recon substantive. So let's go over the dates that are released. We have some firm dates and some proposed dates, and they're earlier than initially thought. Recon procedural, which I just went over, has a firm date of August 23rd for a vote, says Steny Hoyer. That's in the House. September 15th has a firm date of recon substantive going to a final vote, says Leader Schumer. But where? Proposed, hence the asterisk, is the House. Ooh, we thought it was the Senate. Why the House? Well, I love the House for a few reasons. One, House subcommittee is writing the legislation. Number two, House members always pay more money than senators. Three, House is a lot of progressives. They just pay a lot of money. Also, I like going to House first because then they can give you more money, and then the Senate vote can add on top of that. Finally, proposed date of 9/30 for the recon final vote to be done. So we need to focus on the recon substantive. So recon substantive, again, is how the committee is going to spend the money. And this is why I brought seats for stimulus back into the mix. Hashtag seats for stimulus. If you're a new viewer, what does that refer to? Seats for Stimulus was a social media campaign I launched last year where we got stimulus into the second stimulus package by telling legislators, if you don't give it to us, we're taking your congressional seat. And it's working again because guess what? There's 6 House seats up for grabs in the next few weeks, and those 6 seats will determine the balance of power in the House, Republican or Democrat. And they're campaigning right now. They want to know that they're doing the right thing for you, and if they know they're not doing it, they're going to retreat. So you need to make it very clear to them: give me the right stimulus, or I'm taking your seat. And there we go. That is for stimulus recon. Now, remember, the President of the United States says you have to give me both bodies of legislation at the same time on my desk in the Oval Office. So you have to make sure both get to the final finish line. What was that breaking news, which I mentioned at the top of this recording? And I said it's in the final 15 minutes. I'm going to reveal it right now. I'm excited about it. When I first started recording about SNAP in January of this year, we had the Trump executive order, which extended a 15% raise of SNAP for 6 months. Biden's executive order came in thereafter, raising it an additional series of more months for 15%. Well, unbeknownst to most of us, the Biden executive order expires in September. So there is no more 15% after September. Oh, wait a second. That sounds like bad news, Ally. That doesn't sound like good news. Well, they were supposed to be temporary executive orders. So guess what? Biden spoke to the department that administers SNAP, and they issued a statement late today that based upon how this economy currently is and how much food currently costs, effective October, lifetime, your SNAP benefits are going up 25%. Oh my goodness. Everyone's SNAP benefits, lifetime, will now be paying out on average 25% more monthly, starting approximately October 2021. This replaces the 15% lift that you may currently have, so it's not on top of the 15%. And this, again, is not a temporary 6-month, 8-month, 12-month thing, and it's not something that a state can unravel. It's a federal law, and everyone is going to get it nationally. A 25% lift across the board. Thank you for Margaret for that tip-off on that story. So there you go. All right, now let's turn back to something else. I'm very excited for you because you've been doing a great job of being laser focused on getting the big sums of money in these stimulus packages. Let's go back to what happened in April of last year. In April of last year, I launched this channel because people had applied for the EIDL loan and their application was stalled. It was not being approved. So I helped in getting their applications approved, working on their applications on air and off air in private message, day in, day out. Then, a day later, it was about April 25th, I knew about a new program going live also under First Stimulus, called PUA. You all know about now, but at the time, no one knew about it. No one understood what it was or how you applied for it. And in fact, the confusion of you had to apply for UI and get disqualified before you apply for PUA was very bizarre. So on air, I showed people how to apply for PUA and how to get approved. I did the same thing for PPI, showing people how to apply and how to get these things. And we continue to do them across the board. By January 2021, some of us may have gotten a little bit used to things automatically coming into our hand with us not having to pick up a phone or go to a website and apply. Well, that was never really the way that first stimulus, second stimulus was supposed to be. It wasn't. It wasn't the way that third stimulus was supposed to be, and it's generally not going to be the way fourth stimulus is going to be. Fourth stimulus is going to be generally application-based, and I'm really so excited for you because now I'm seeing all of you really learn that the big sums of money under third stimulus have been where you pick up the phone or you go to a website or you call someone or you go down to the city hall and you speak to them and you apply. You don't get $27,000 by putting down the donut and putting out the other hand and say, can you put $27,000 in my hand for rent? No, you got to pick up the phone. And I'm so excited because now you've all inspired each other to realize these are massive sums of money. When you see forced stimulus, it will generally be, most of the monies will be generally application-based. And you're going to have to pick up the phone and call. Yeah. There'll be dental and there'll be internet. And you're not going to call up the same place to get dental that you get the internet. You certainly hope the internet people are not doing your teeth. But that will be massive sums of money. And listen here, if you got money under third stimulus, even one item, whether it's $1,800 for Barb's or $8,000 for Gonzalez for rent. If you got one item on the third stimulus, you're going to really do great under fourth stimulus because you have developed the skill set of how to pounce and get these big sums of money. Because once you get one item, you know how to get more. And guess what? The previous stimulus package is this big. This one is this big. And you're going to do great. And when it happens and people look at you and say, I was just waiting for that donut to land in my hand. How did you get that money? I was watching this kid. And our entire community were doing really well getting these big sums of money. And there you go. Finally, a personal message. I value your safety, and I value that you get the correct information. And over the last year, every YouTube channel has had to deal with these sort of external influences, like people jumping in the comments that said, send me some Bitcoin, I'll buy you a car in a third world country, and I'll WhatsApp you about it. Yeah, those people. And we tried everything we can to sort of block these people, and it's very hard. So in the last 7 days, what I did was switch the comments under the video to hold for review. There's thousands of comments per video still to this very day. So if you're a member, your comments will likely get approved. If you're a subscriber, some of them will get approved. And if you're not a subscriber, your comments will never get approved. I value your safety because a lot of these external influences from third world countries are not good people. And I also value that you are protected away from drifters who really try to spur you with false information to their pleasurement. Let me show you an example. I can see when comments are posted, if it's a subscriber or a member. And I was seeing certain comments like this. A 60-year-old who's a member or a subscriber says, I'm in Tennessee. I'm 60 years old. I'm having problems finding rent. Could someone help me? It's a very common question. I need help. And then a drifter who is not a subscriber, not a member, but takes pleasure in really causing people problems, jumps in the comments and says, 60-year-olds get no money. You shouldn't be looking. You'll never get any money. Imagine saying that to someone. And that person who's 60 years old may read the comment and then think it's right and may not go and get the money that was there for them to get. So as a result, I've now protected you away from those external influences that don't help you. And I protected you in this wonderful environment where people are helping people. Where people, like on an early morning's LALATE show 2 days ago, one person said, I'm in Mississippi, I'm having problems finding rent. And 2 other people were from Mississippi said, I got rent from here. Let me show you where it is. You inspire other people to go get the money. Or someone says, now you can share information as you learn it. So if you see someone tomorrow in the video says, my SNAP is no longer getting a percentage increase, tell them, you know why? Because starting in October, you're getting a 25%. It's a national rule across the board. Approximately 25% every person. That's the spirit of the Purple Power. People helping people and people getting over the finish line together. And under fourth stimulus, you're going to do very, very well. And everyone's going to look at you and say, where did you learn all this? And with that, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video. I want you part of this incredible family. So like it to make sure the video ranks high in the rankings. And consider becoming a member so you get access to all this incredible money. Stay informed, stay focused, and stay smiling. Coming up next is Overnight's Crypto. You don't have to lift a finger, sort of like Chuck. The video will take you automatically there. Stay here. It'll take you into Overnight's Crypto. Have a beautiful evening across the board. Stay informed, stay focused, stay positive. Always stay here, and have a beautiful Monday evening. Stay with me all weekend long because there's going to be a lot of news day in, day out. And stay with LA for more.